Right now, millions of Americans are earning more money than ever before. Yet somehow, they still feel broke. People with full-time jobs, college degrees, even six-figure salaries are struggling to save money at the end of the month. One unexpected bill, one car repair, or one missed paycheck can suddenly create financial panic. So, what's really happening to the American middle class? Is it bad spending habits, inflation, housing costs, or something much bigger happening inside the economy? Today, we're breaking down the real reasons why so many Americans are trapped living paycheck to paycheck, and why this financial pressure keeps getting worse. Welcome back to the Dollar Pilot. For decades, the American dream was built around a simple idea: work hard, earn a stable income, buy a home, save for retirement, and slowly build wealth over time. But for millions of Americans today, that formula feels broken. According to multiple financial surveys, a large percentage of Americans now live paycheck to paycheck, including many middle-class workers earning respectable incomes. And honestly, when you look at the modern economy, it's not difficult to understand why. The first major reason is inflation and the rising cost of living. Over the past few years, Americans have watched grocery prices, rent, healthcare, insurance, gas, utilities, and everyday expenses rise dramatically. Even though wages have increased in some industries, costs have often risen faster than incomes. This creates a situation where people technically earn more money, but their purchasing power keeps shrinking. A few years ago, a middle-class salary could comfortably cover housing, transportation, savings, and family expenses. Today, many families are simply trying to survive monthly bills. Housing is one of the biggest financial pressures. Home prices across the United States surged dramatically in recent years, while mortgage rates also climbed higher. Rent prices increased in many major cities at the same time. For younger Americans especially, buying a home feels almost impossible compared to previous generations. In many areas, people are spending 30%, 40%, or even over half their monthly income just on housing costs alone. And once housing consumes that much income, everything else becomes stressful. Then there's debt. Credit card debt in America continues reaching record highs because many people are using debt to maintain normal lifestyles. Higher interest rates make this even worse. Some Americans are paying over 20% interest on credit cards while simultaneously trying to afford groceries and gas. Student loans also continue putting pressure on younger workers. Many Americans entered adulthood already carrying tens of thousands of dollars in debt before they even started building wealth. At the same time, car payments have become significantly more expensive. The average monthly car payment in the U.S. has climbed sharply, and auto insurance costs continue rising too. When you combine housing, debt, healthcare, transportation, and inflation together, you start to understand why financial stress feels constant for so many people. But there's another important reason people feel trapped financially: lifestyle inflation. As incomes rise, spending often rises too. Many people upgrade apartments, cars, subscriptions, dining habits, vacations, and online shopping the moment they earn more money. Social media also creates pressure to appear financially successful, even when people are privately struggling. This creates a cycle where higher income doesn't automatically lead to wealth. In fact, some high-income earners still live paycheck to paycheck because their expenses rise just as quickly as their salaries. And this is where financial literacy becomes extremely important. Most schools never teach people how investing works, how compound interest works, how budgeting works, or how debt can quietly destroy long-term wealth. Many Americans enter adulthood understanding how to work for money, but not how to make money work for them. That's one reason wealthy individuals often focus heavily on assets. Assets like index funds, real estate, businesses, and investments have historically helped build long-term financial security. Meanwhile, relying only on earned income can become dangerous during periods of inflation and economic instability. This is why many financial experts consistently promote long-term investing strategies like dollar-cost averaging into low-cost index funds. Instead of trying to predict short-term stock market movements, Disciplined investors consistently invest over long periods of time. Historically, this strategy has helped many Americans build wealth despite recessions, inflation, and market crashes. Now, this doesn't mean investing magically solves financial stress overnight. The reality is that millions of Americans are financially exhausted because modern life has simply become more expensive. Healthcare costs alone can destroy years of savings for some families. Childcare expenses are incredibly high in many states. Even basic necessities feel harder to afford than they did a decade ago. And psychologically, living paycheck to paycheck creates constant anxiety. People delay retirement investing. They avoid taking career risks. They stay trapped in jobs they dislike because financial survival becomes the priority. One emergency expense can suddenly create panic. This stress impacts not only finances, but mental health too. But while the economy creates challenges, there are still financial habits that matter. Building emergency savings, reducing unnecessary debt, learning investing basics, improving skills, increasing income streams, and avoiding lifestyle inflation can all make a major difference over time. The problem is that many people want fast financial results in a system that usually rewards patience and discipline. Social media constantly promotes unrealistic, get-rich-quick lifestyles, but true financial stability is usually built slowly through consistent habits over many years. And perhaps the biggest lesson here is this: earning more money alone does not automatically create financial freedom. Without financial discipline, budgeting, investing, and long-term planning, even high salaries can disappear quickly in today's economy. That's why so many Americans feel stuck right now. It's not always because they're lazy or irresponsible. In many cases, they are working extremely hard inside an economy where the cost of living keeps rising faster than financial security. The modern financial system rewards people who understand money, investing, debt, and long-term wealth building. And unfortunately, many people are learning those lessons far too late. At the end of the day, the goal isn't just to survive until the next paycheck. The goal is to slowly build enough financial stability that one paycheck no longer controls your entire life. Because true financial freedom begins the moment you stop living in constant fear of running out of money.